Good day, everyone. Bill here again to give a review of the ABI Classic spreader. It's a nice spring day here in Minnesota, and it's that time of year again to clean out the cow lots and get some fertilizer on our newly planted fields. As always, I'm not affiliated with ABI or their products. However, it is always my intent to give honest reviews of the products we use so you can make good decisions when purchasing for yourself. We purchased the ABI Classic 50-foot spreader about 5 years ago. It is a fully mechanical spreader that does not require a PTO. You will see once the levers are engaged, the wheels on the spreader drive the chain and beaters. There are 2 sets of beaters, one set to grind up the fertilizer, another set to spread it on the field. You will notice some of mine are slightly bent from occasional rocks that are picked up. Remember, spreaders don't like rocks. On our farm, we spread 2 types of fertilizer. In our winter lot, there is raw manure that can easily be spread this time of year. Then there is the mix of hay and manure. When using the ABI 50-foot Classic, the hay and manure mix needs to be piled and allowed to ferment and dry for a few months. Failure to let that happen will result in the hay getting wound up in the beaters. Here in Minnesota, the piled manure is usually ready in early June. Okay, so the question I would be asking, does it work? Well, let's show you. We're using a Kubota 1120D, and it handles this spreader very well. You can see we have a mix of solid manure with very small amounts of hay in this load. We're spreading on a field we reseeded last year. You'll notice once the manure hits the beaters, it spreads it on the field like powder, so there are no large chunks to damage the seeding. The Kubota 1120D is a 30-horsepower RTV. As you can see, it has no issues pulling the spreader while it shreds up the manure and hay. Now, when I do reviews, I like to show everything, especially when things go wrong. I misjudged how wet and low this upcoming spot is going to be. When the tires start spinning, it's time to stop. The right rear tire of the spreader is sunk down in the field. I'm going to disengage the spreader and put the Kubota on 4-wheel drive. Hopefully we'll get out without having to use the winch. Perfect. Now we'll spread the rest of the load. I'm pretty sure the spreader tires are supposed to be spinning. Notice the Kubota is still able to pull it, even though the tires are locked up? I thought maybe there was too much hay in the load. However, I'm about to find out I picked up a rock and it got stuck in the beaters. Remember what I said about rocks. Fortunately, no damage was done. Now, let's finish this load. Once again, I'm very impressed with how this spreader shreds the material, leaving nothing but good fertilizer on the field. When the load runs out, we'll disengage the spreader, lower the rear blocking arm, and head back for another load. If you're curious, we used a HolyStone 360S to film this first load. It is a fairly nice entry-level drone that does not have a gimbal. See my other videos on this drone if you are interested. Let's show one more load so you get a clear idea what it is like spreading with the ABI Classic spreader. This load has a good mix of short, dry hay along with some barnyard dirt and manure. Hopefully, no rocks this time. We'll use the Follow Me feature on a HolyStone 600D this time and see if the video turns out better. Our new seating is a little ways back, and being able to use a RTV to get there works out really well. So once again, we'll engage the spreader, and this time cover a smaller area. Notice how fast this spreader churns up the mix and does a great job covering the new seating. ABI has gears built in to allow the spreader to continue spreading even when going around tight curves like this. Once again, it is important that any hay is short and properly dried. Wet, long hay will get wound up in the beaters and create a difficult task of cleaning it out of the beaters. You can learn more about these spreaders at www.abiattachments.com. We have found this spreader to be dependable and durable for the last 5 years. It's easy to engage. It can be pulled with a variety of machines, including four-wheelers, RTVs, and tractors. If you find reviews like this one useful for making your next purchase, please hit the like and subscribe button, as that helps us out a lot. Until next time, God bless.